First to broadcast in digital high-definition television. Como 4 News. First for local news.
Imagine feeling so fatigued that crawling from your bed to the couch is considered an accomplishment.
The hundreds of thousands of people who struggle with multiple sclerosis know the disease can almost ruin what should be the most productive time of a person's life. Como's Kim Reemlin has the story of a local nurse who might have developed a breakthrough treatment to bring new hope to MS patients and their families.
Whatever the disease or ailment, people have always looked to medicine to make life longer and more manageable. It is especially true of those with multiple sclerosis.
I don't want to be stuck in a wheelchair.
A disease that often leads to a wheelchair.
I would be taking naps 2 or 3 times a day.
And fatigue that can sometimes steal away the will to live.
I am not proud of it at all, but I did take an intentional overdose several years back because there just seemed like so little point of my being around.
But for Connie Getchman and several others, an old medicine made new again has dramatically changed their lives. All because of a local nurse who may be onto something. Elaine DeLack is a registered nurse in Marysville.
Hi, how you doing, Lorraine?
She believes she's found an effective treatment for those with multiple sclerosis. Elaine understands MS.
It was everything I could do to just get out of bed.
She has the disease.
One time it took me 3 hours to make that bed. Pull up the sheets on one side and lay down on the bed, take an hour nap and go around the other side and pull it back up. That's how fatigued I was.
Several years ago, Elaine was desperate for help. She stumbled onto an old, almost forgotten remedy. In her research, she found that in the late 40s and early 50s, MS patients from all over the world flocked to the old St. Joseph's Hospital in Tacoma. McCall's magazine wrote about people who came in wheelchairs and walked out with a new life. A doctor treated patients with an enzyme that our bodies naturally produce. When the doctor died suddenly, his theories died with him. Until now. Elaine found a way to mimic the enzyme the doctor used. She convinced her own doctor to let her try it on herself.
318 started a half cc.
Elaine tracked what worked and what didn't.
330, still symptom free.
A local pharmacist mixed up a cream used on a patch. Elaine calls it Prokarin.
But I believe I can completely control my MS with this. For myself, it's given me my life back. There isn't anything. I have absolutely no signs or symptoms of MS as long as I take my medication.
Elaine submitted her research to a medical board for review.
Feasibility study that I wrote.
She applied for a patent. She wants to get FDA approval for Prokarin, which won't be easy. What are we talking on average in terms of time and expense?
Lots and lots.
Food and Drug Administration spokeswoman Sue Hutchcroft says it usually takes about 7 years and $50 million to get a drug approved by the FDA. Elaine certainly doesn't have $50 million. That's why it's almost impossible for an individual to get a drug approved by the FDA. Elaine knew she needed the support of a pharmaceutical company, a research lab, or maybe a doctor who would help her with a study. She says she found that very few were interested in listening to a nurse with a good idea. And
I was immediately very skeptical and thought that, sure,
But Dr. Daniel Nels knew the ingredients in Prokarin wouldn't hurt a patient. The Tacoma neurosurgeon agreed to lead a small pilot study.
I was expecting to do the study on 9 or 10 patients and not have much of a reaction and tell Elaine that, well, we tried the study and nothing really happened, and it was worth giving it a shot. What
he found, though, was that 7 of the 9 patients had positive improvements, increased energy and function. Some results were dramatic. Connie Getchman, who once considered suicide, has found joy again. She has stronger hands and fingers, no longer battles fatigue, and after nearly 20 years of being unable to work, she's looking for a job.
Because I feel so incredibly better. I feel like going out and at least giving it my best shot.
Well, my side effects were pretty wonderful. I can walk again. I can talk again. Jeez.
Jean Campbell felt a difference within 48 hours of going on the Prokarin patch. She uses a cane now. The walker she depended on stays in the closet. and she has energy to exercise.
Now I can do 30 or more without batting an eyelash.
Each of these women asked their doctor to let them stay on the experimental treatment after the study ended.
What if you couldn't get this anymore?
I would be devastated, and I would probably wind up in a wheelchair.
They hope Elaine can get it approved so insurance will cover it and it'll be available to more people. Elaine vows to keep trying.
Some of the drug companies I have approached, you know, they probably thought, you know, she's just a little individual. She'll never get anywhere. She'll never do anything with this. You know, you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it. I'm a very determined person.
Kim Reamland, Como 4 News.
2 patients in the pilot study reported minor side effects. One experienced drowsiness. The other complained of pretty much just the opposite, trouble sleeping. Several Puget Sound doctors have reviewed Elaine's research and are willing to prescribe Prokarin to patients they think will benefit. Now, we've linked more information to our webpage at comotv.com. The story is on the main page.
Pretty exciting.
It is.
Like, yeah.